Hey, welcome back to another SNG experience. I think this is 78. My goodness, we're really gone up in the numbers since we started this new format. Yeah, this week we got hodgepodge, as always here at SNG. We're going to be working on makeup, prosthetics, special effects for the new TV pilot, but something is there. We're going to be working on one of these big enterprises for our client. And I'm going to be starting a model radio-controlled wooden 1851 schooner, which is something I've always wanted to do, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So let's get on with the week and show you what's been going on, or what's going to go on. Well, here it is Monday, and it's the end of the day, and everybody is just gone, and everybody was here, and they helped us clean up and take things apart, and it's amazing to think that now, look at the difference in the place since they cleaned. It's hard to believe that yesterday we had a whole set in here and we were shooting with all those people. This little space has been really quite the magic. And there's my slot car set, still intact, amazingly so. And there's of course the Enterprise being started on there. We're going to do frame up tomorrow on that. We should have it all somewhat together, all the sections fitting, checking the fit before we start primering and masking off windows and doing all that stuff and getting the lights in. It's going to go very quickly from this point, because really setup is and getting the kit parts made is half the battle. Here's everything left over from yesterday's shoot, and of course the masks that are yet to be used in upcoming scenes that we have planned. Next shoot is on the 9th, and you see we got the seams cleaned off the nacelle, so we're going to be able to start working on those tomorrow as well. So the next shoot is on the 9th, and we're doing a location on that one at Lake Piru. And this is our internal structure that John made that fits onto the saucer section and bolts through up here. This is going to be glued tomorrow to this pipe fitting here, so it'll be very strong. And even though he's going to hang this on the ceiling, we need to be able to have it on a stand and be very snug and strong so we can work on it. Once it's done, we're going to remove it from the stand. We're going to build a cradle to put the Enterprise in. We're going to plug this hole up should he ever want to put it in a pipe fitting for a base. There'll be electrical coming down into there that he can reach, and as well as off the back for hanging in the ceiling, so he has the option later on. So we've got a bunch of strips here. These strips are going to go either side here, and what this does is facilitate being able to put some screws in to hold the engineering sections together, and then eventually they'll get puttied over. But this to make sure we have the right fitting and that fits on right, everything's the right angle. We'll also be cleaning up the ends on these and fitting them into here, and fitting them into, of course, the nacelles themselves into these slots here. So a lot to do, but it's gonna happen pretty darn quickly. It was a good Monday. Everybody did a great job on getting the place back ready to work. I'm tired, I'm going home. So here we are back at SNG on a lovely Tuesday with Paul.
Hey, hello.
And Rosie, the Wonder Dog. When you said, hey, hello, she thought somebody was here. Hello, who's here? Oh, sorry. Anyway, we're working on this. You might recognize it. It's almost done. What do you think? This is, of course, the Enterprise interior structure, and this is a pipe fitting, and this is transparent, although it looks more like white, but theoretically it's transparent dental acrylic, which is bonded onto this, so I can completely unscrew this and remove it, because this model is going to be hung from the ceiling, but if it was on a base, this could be installed. And this is very solid, as you can see, and it's very straight. And now we're at a point where we're going to put on these strips here, and these strips are going to go either side, and these are going to allow us to bolt these or screw in these sections, and the screws later get covered over after we're sure everything's lined up right. But for now, we need to be able to take it off and on, putting equipment in and everything, but what we want to do is install all of this and make sure it all fits together and then take it all apart again. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get going. So here we have our little bits that John made for us that make this wider and gives us an area to bolt this into, which we're going to do next. But first we need to take these ends off so we can see inside as well. So here we are, driving ourselves mental, trying to screw these screws into transparent material, but we're doing it. You can see how nice and solid this, oh, I should stand back a bit. There you go. And you can see how nice and solid and straight all this is. This is a really good fit. Thank you, John. Lots of help for the Klingon. And now we're going to put the other side on. Yes, the other side. And then we'll show you the nacelles on, which will be something I want to see myself. So we're gonna, we're gonna do, no, back further right there. Good fit, really good fit. We're gonna do some more holes.
Yeah.
It's starting to look like an Enterprise. Looks like the saucer section left and went to the surface because they lost one nacelle. But you can see it's already really straight and nice. And Paul's working away on getting those to fit. These fit really well. The saucer section fits on really well. We're about to attach that with bolts. Everything's removable.
About 3 mil from getting it on there now.
Yeah, you'll get it.
I'll get there.
Yeah, I know.
You ready?
Nice. I know. And over here, Antonina's with us today. And, well, she's often with us. Oh, great. So we got most of his nose this time. So she's working on Scott's life mask so we can, Jeff's life mask so we can make a mold off this, much like we made off of Peter's over here, which Antonina also made into very fine condition, and be able to make anything we need to do this man's makeup. And he's going to have an age makeup done on him. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to put the sauce section on. So here we go. We've got the basic frame up done. Some of the parts are taped on just for a look-see. Being that this is only Tuesday, by the end of the week we should have lots of parts and things going on permanently. But the big thing we have to do now is figure out where the lighting is going to go and stuff, and then paint these parts, the nacelles, and make sure the caps can be screwed on and all that kind of stuff. So now that we know everything fits together and that it's quite straight and true, thank you, Paul.
Welcome.
Yeah, and I mean, that's pretty amazing for a first fitting. I'm sure that numerous people will report to me that the nacelles are drooping. You need to get your eyes checked because, or you need to realize that we are wider here and narrower here. So this line across the top here should not be level to this line. If it is, they are actually drooping forward. So the actual center line, like it is on this tapered fuselage, is this line here, which runs all the way through back to here through the middle of this ball. So in fact, they are not drooping. No matter what you think, you are wrong. Right, Paul?
You're definitely wrong.
Yeah, definitely. You're wrong, okay? So, like, get out of here, dude. Okay. So here we are. It's what day?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
That's the thing about that. Wednesday.
And we have Alex. Thank you, Alex, for coming in today. And we have Antonina.
Hello.
And we have Paulina.
Hello.
And we have John.
Hi.
So, and we're really busy working on
Giselle's hiding in the back. She's here.
Giselle's back there, yeah, trust me. So we're working on the gardener's makeup, which is going to be reminiscent of Einstein. And we're starting on the sculpt for the prosthetics, which will eventually be cut and floated off this and placed onto the separate sections that Antonina is making, okay, in Peter Fox's Life Mask Master Mold. And Alex is working on Jeff's life mask, getting it ready for us to make a similar mold to this one on. So we have masters that can do old age makeup on that. And even I'm having a hard time keeping it all straight. And John is working on the Planet of the Apes here, which is his first sculpture he's ever done in his entire life. And it's absolutely freaking amazing. He didn't know if he could sculpt, right? So I give him a set of chimp ears to do, and he gets it just right. So I think you can sculpt, John. You learn things about yourself every day, yeah. So, and these are going to be for the Planet Apes makeup, which you know we have. We got the prosthetics over here, and where is it? There. Yep. And we've got the Klingon makeup too, and we're going to be demoing all this at Scare LA in August 7th or 6th and 7th of this year. I'm going to be giving a 2-hour class too about the basics of mask making and prosthetics and how that relates to independent horror filmmaking. That should be interesting. As well as we'll have SNG have our very own booth there, thanks to Scare LA, for both days, and we'll be there where you can meet us, and we're going to do some demos there, and we're going to demo Planet of the Apes and a Klingon, and unfortunately both those makeups are made on me. Well, it's going to be interesting. So that's what we're doing. Oh, then there's this thing over here, the Enterprise, and so we need to be able to lock these in so they can't move. And they stay rather rigid, and they go straight into the plex here, you can see. And, well, Paul and I figured that we could put a drill bit through here, follow the same angle, mark where the hole goes, and all that kind of great stuff, and hit the mark the first time, which I thought was funny, but we actually did it. So now we're going to try to do it a second time, right, Paul?
I'll do the next one.
Yeah, we're doing the next one, and you can see they're beautifully level, and they're supposed to be a little, almost entirely over the top of the saucer, which they in fact are. So now we're going to do the other one and lock that in place. And once those are locked in place, we can actually get on with building it, because structurally we're all there. We'll take everything apart again, start sanding and primering and painting, and the window masks are on the way, thanks to the great Lou Delmoso of Aztec Dummy. So we'll be able to mask off all the windows before we paint it. So after it's painted, we can take the masks off, and this will light from the inside without drilling out the windows that many of you suggested we should do. And we in fact took you up on that. See? You matter. Okay, so Paulina's getting further and further along on our makeup for Peter, which is really looking good. And over here, we've got John finishing the ears, and they're just about ready. And we've been making these nacelles look, we had a little bit of a step on them from the way the molds went together, but that's all gone now. The red putty is the air cure stuff that fills in all the fine scratches and stuff. This is the Evercoat metal glaze right here that Paul's doing, and as you can see, we have no step anymore. So, so.
Really to save you.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It is good. And of course, this worked out very well, and we have both of them locking in now and staying very solidly in there, so we'll never have any problems with any drooping. These are very light and a little bit on the flexible side, so I'm going to go inside here and reinforce this after we cut this open. But tomorrow, with any luck, we'll have these things painted and the light's starting to go in.
The last thing you want are droopy nacelles.
Yeah, I had my drooping nacelles replaced. Okay, so the nacelles are coming out really, really good, and they're just about locked in really, really well, really, really level. We got a few little bubbles to preen and stuff, and then we're going to start putting on these parts here and making them so they all bolt in, bolt out, come apart, so we can put the motors in and the lights, which are incoming, as well as the end caps, and try to get these nacelles pretty far along. They're actually the hardest part of this build. The rest of it goes very, very quickly after that. So Lou Delmoso's window masks are in brown, and we should have them today, which means that we'll be able to actually start masking off the hole and painting it primer and finding out what the trouble areas are. So over here, Antonina and Giselle have been working on making the different sections. Now you saw that sculpture that Paulina was working on, and that too will be broken up into different sections from the main sculpture. And so like the forehead you saw her sculpting, like that, will be transferred to here. This gives us overlapping appliances, which are much better than a one-piece prosthetic. There's the nose and the cheeks for Peter's makeup, and then over here we have Jeff's Life Mask Master that they're going to make a silicone mold of today, and John is going to make molds of the Planet of the Apes ears. so we can do that demonstration at Scarlet, which is August 6th and 7th, I believe. So we'll talk more about that in a minute. Going upstairs, I have not talked about this project much, and basically what I did is I got hold of these plans. And I've had these plans for a while, and these plans, originally I was going to build this model right before my dear late wife got ill with cancer. So needless to say, I got as far as cutting parts and having the plans enlarged to the right size, and then it all went to hell in a handbasket. So it is a American schooner. This is the same one basically, and what I did is I enlarged the plans. Since this was for a display model, I enlarged the plans and enlarged them so that it would be a 1 meter hull, which is approximately 39.397, I believe. And that, of course, when I enlarged the plans, it enlarged the bulkheads and enlarged everything, so I was able to start building the hull. Now the hull is going to have an extended keel on it because it will need to have that, being that these are small boats. Extended keel is what you're seeing here. This is if you're new to radio controlled sailing. This is an extended keel on my Footy, which is a great boat. And here's another one here on this Kyosho sailboat. So it's important to have extended keel so you don't get blown over. The small size, you know, big wind comes up and you're going to tip over. But this is the first plank I put in. All this here, which I got from Smith Brothers. Thank you, Smith Brothers, who is always there for me. Smith Brothers Hobbies in Reseda in California, on Reseda Boulevard they're in Northridge on Reseda Boulevard in Southern California, the Valley as we call it, and I've been going there for 35 years. My good friends there, Jason, Tony, and Dave, are just incredibly wonderful, helpful, knowledgeable people in this business, the hobby business, and they can take care of any of your needs. And yes, I'm doing promotion for them because I just care about them so much. But moving on to this, they've been helping me with this and pick out the right wood and everything. And what I've been doing, of course, is I take and blow up a former. I transfer it to plywood, model ply, which you see here, and I cut them out on the jigsaw, or actually not the jigsaw, scroll saw or bandsaw. They give you a profile, and of course I cut that out, and you can see it still over here. And that profile, I cut out the center keel, or actually the cross view, with all the locations for the formers, and then the formers go down or bulkheads, and then you start laying in your planking. Then that actually shapes the hull. Later that'll be fiberglass from the inside, and then mahogany stained from the outside and sealed against water the way they would a real full-size schooner. And of course later a deck will go on it. These are where the masts are going to go, so I got to make bulkheads down here, but I got to do that once I get the whole plank. So I've always wanted to have a nice wooden schooner. They're very expensive to buy kits, so but you know, that aside, I really wanted to build my own, build a real wooden boat, not a fiberglass hull, but the real thing. And of course, once I get the feel for this, I'm going to go to 2 meters next. I mean, I just got to. So that's what's been going on. It's Friday. I'm going to wrap this up, and we're going to do this quick little video documenting what we've done here this week. Of course, our production, but something there is going along very, very well. I'm having to get some new computers so we can edit in 4K better than we are set up to do now. We'll start editing soon. Our next shoot's on the 9th, and we're going to shoot with Tammy Klein, Rob Wolf, and Logan Bond. So we're really looking forward to that. So thanks again, everyone, for all your support, all your kind comments for SNG, for all our Patreon supporters who are tremendously valuable to us, and we so much appreciate your contributing to SNG. We love you a whole bunch, and we'll see you again with more fun from SNG next week. Really, honestly and truly.